Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations to the elect. Prophecy Watch, as we have so many things happening throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, we take these things and we link them to biblical prophecy so that the elect can be ultimately warned and comforted through these troubling times. All right. And we know that the left hand, the man of sin, as you can even see here on this logo, all right, they sneak in the 666, all right, which is the number that John the Revelator in Revelation, the 13th chapter, told us to watch out for. They're up to something. They have a lot going on. It's a lot of deception, a lot of enchantments. They're definitely calling on their gods. And they're openly proclaiming, that this is the revival of the ancient Western Roman Empire, which speaks to the image of the beast, as we have been, warning you brothers and sisters about. You have other camps pretty much giving you the notion that the image of the beast it only speaks to a standstill image of so-called white Jesus. Well, as you can see, the elites and the power that be, they want nothing to do with Christianity, white Jesus. Ultimately they've used that as a form of deception, you see, and it is a part of the image, their false religions, their deceptions, their lies. But the image of the beast goes far, all right, deeper than a standstill image. It is a system, and it is speaking right before your very eyes. This is why we have been pretty much over the years, you've constantly heard us harp, on this being the revival of Rome, the revival of Rome. Well, now we're living in a time where it is speaking, in this very, World Economic Forum has its roots in what is known as the Club of Rome. You see, so everything that John the Revelator, forewarned about and wrote down in a vision, we constantly go to it, to bring light to it, because that's heavy, and we have a form of spiritual power with the ability to go into the volume of the book and make sense of everything that's happening right before your very eyes, because the power of this book, what separates, the Holy Scriptures from, any other book, because there's books with, that have true history. There's books with things that, may, assist you. But the book of life is the Holy Scriptures. And the only people on the planet Earth who have the ability to go into the volume of it and bring it out are members of the 144,000. Okay, which some of those men are here in the earth, at this very time, breaking these scriptures down, singing a new song. And only those who have ears to hear and eyes to see, okay, will walk to that tune and fear the Lord, and be brought to salvation, the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, which this is not a black thing. All right. You have brothers and sisters who look like the other nations as we've been scattered, you see, and this is a spiritual awakening. This is the only awakening that requires our people to walk in the spirit. All right. And those of you who refuse to walk in the spirit, ultimately you're going to be left behind. Now, as you can clearly see here, all right, they're trying to present this Donald Trump character as a true threat to their new world order, which is a damn lie. Okay, as we've showed you yesterday and in videos before, Donald Trump, you see, and if you're angry at me saying damn, and you feel as though that's not holy, and we're using what are called curse words. What is a curse word? A curse is asking the Heavenly Father, to send down a spirit of evil to harm someone. That's what putting a curse on someone is really tied to. All right. This whole cussing, now, yes, the so-called curse words that brothers use, okay, they are the harsh language of the day, but it is not a sin to say bitch. It is not a sin to say shit. All right, these words have actual meanings, and though they are tied to the harsh language of the day, it's not a sin. All right, and we're on the front lines. We're grunts. We're not your everyday choir and preachers. You can go back to the church and listen to those sweet lies if you want to. You're going to get the hard, rough, and rugged truth if you listen to us, man. Now, we try not to overuse those words, but look, those words slip. And when you look up the ancient disciples of the Lord, the Lord himself, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, used harsh language. All right, to call someone a viper or a serpent, or a fox, back in those days, that was the harsh language of those times. Okay. Well, you have harsh language of these times, and the disciples were grunts. All right. They were rough around the edges. They weren't your everyday, neighborhood preacher waving with a tie on and a smooth face. Nah, we're not coming in that spirit. Okay. And the things that are getting ready to come down the pipe, all right, that's going to be the least of your worries. So stop leaving those comments and just pray to the Heavenly Father to give you a spirit to receive the message, because is the message true or not? The Apostle Paul lets you know, though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. Are you receiving understanding? Or you can just turn the video off. Okay, stop. We're not here to hear your opinion about how we preach and how it should sound so it can, cope to your emotions. Nah, man, we're here to tell you the truth. We're in a very, very heightened satanic time. All right. And our people give us more hell than you give the devil. OK, well, when it's all said and done, you're going to be you yourself are going to be using harsh language when these devils really get activated and start coming down on you people with great wrath. Anyway, I just wanted to say that because I've been getting comments, and I don't use too much harsh language, but it comes out. OK, if you people only understood what we went through and deal with as we have to, day in and day out, week in and week out, provide, through the Holy Spirit information for you to be comforted. At the same time, you try to eat right, work out. If brothers have families, you got to do what you got to do there. Okay. It's not the easiest job, man, but the Heavenly Father has set up prophets, man. And again, these prophets, as Paul said, they're not going to come to you, all right, with, fair speeches and, enticing words. No, it's going to be through the power and the Spirit. All right. We've received authority from the Holy Spirit to tell you what it is, man. OK, so stop leaving those messages, and you need to pray and figure it out for yourself, because we, through the Holy Spirit, have been doing what we do. All right. And it's been working for us. All right. So you see here, WEF president admits Trump represents, all right, a great threat to the NWO. OK, which is a damn lie, man. OK, and damn is in the Bible. OK, it just means condemn. OK, SHIT it just means fecal matter. Look up the word FUCK. It just means fornication under the consent of the king. BITCH, it's just a female dog. Okay, it's time for you to grow up. I know you got a lot of new listeners. All right, but you got to snap into it fast. Okay, because this is the last thing you want to do is the Heavenly Father judge you for laying open folly. You see, as the scriptures say, keep thy foot when you go to the house of the Lord. Okay, so stop leaving those emotional ass comments. Oh, he said ass. Well, ass is just a donkey. Okay, ass is in the Bible, man. Goodness gracious. It's time for our people to grow up. You've been lied to your whole life. Okay, don't expect to wake up and get the full truth, and then all of a sudden it fits your emotions. Nah, it's totally different. It's a whole different ball game here. We come in a whole different spirit. Okay. So The election of Donald Trump in the U.S. represents a great threat to the future of the NWO. All right, because Trump, in this whole nationalistic, you have the nationalist agenda versus the global agenda, which that speaks to Revelation, the 13th chapter, two horns as a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right, they're using these left-right paradigms as a means to confuse the people to believe that one side is against the other, or just like in wrestling, they're all working together. Okay, as a matter of fact, when you deal with this Trump character, we already showed you what MAGA meant. All right, and I wanted to play this because a lot of people think, well, that's just a website. Well, this guy, Richie from Boston, just brought out some information on this guy Trump, or the term MAGA, that may be useful for you brothers and sisters as well. Check this out.
MAGA says. What's the meaning of it, okay? Okay, so we're at the super happy fun Church of Satan website, which is awesome. It's a great website. I love this. It's a beautiful, beautiful website. If you read this website, you'll never have to read it again. I'm not a Satanist. You're a Satanist. Blah, blah, blah. This is the hierarchy in the Church of Satan. And this website's been up for a long time, a lot longer than MAGA. Let's see what... So if you're a registered member, you don't have a degree. If you're an active member, meaning you're a Satanist, you're a first degree. If you're a witch or a warlock, you're a second degree. Priestess, third degree. Magister, fourth degree. The highest level you can go in the Church of Satan is MAGA. Yeah, MAGA. But it's all just a coincidence. It's all coincidental. It's not like someone's actually come out and said that Trump was a great magician. It's not like he's alluded to it. I don't even know how many times. But I mean, it's not like the biggest...
And you're witnessing a high level of sorcery. Now, when you get Revelation 12:9, it says, "And a great dragon," which we know now, a video I did the other day, you had this guy leave a message talking about what a dragon is talking about Satan. Well, now we know the great dragon that's going to be cast down is the revival of Rome. Okay, the great red dragon in this chapter speaks to, all right, the ancient Roman Empire, all right, in particular the Herodian dynasty, which were Edomites, fathered by Antipater the Idumean, which that whole system is back today. All right, all of them are back today. The Herods, all of them are here, all right, ruling, all right, in this current revival of the beast system. Okay, the revival of the fourth beast, which is likened unto the great dragon. Okay, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Now, when you go to the word serpent in the Hebrew, we always bring this out, but again, you have new listeners. The root word of the term serpent, the Hebrew word is nachash. You see, and when you go to the meaning, all right, because we know it wasn't a literal, snake wiggling up with an apple. The narrative they gave, it was a man, a nation of people who had a philosophy. Okay, that Eve took, and pretty much eating or ingesting is likened unto taking in wisdom. As Ezra said, let my soul devour wisdom. Ezekiel was told to eat this roll, so eating is likened unto taking in wisdom. You see, so the serpent came with a different philosophy, all right, that pretty much was not in line with, all right, the law, statutes, and commandments that Adam had received, and that he pretty much passed down to his wife Eve, and they were to have children, okay, to form a legacy, the sons of God, calling on the name of Yahweh, the priesthood, the sacrifice, everything associated with what we have started there. And pretty much we know that the serpent came to Eve with a different philosophy, all right, but the serpent was known as what? One who does enchantments, one who divines, all right, one who, observes signs, learn by experience, fortune telling, take as an omen, all right, to practice divinations, all right. And as you can see here, to hiss a whisper, okay, and one of those enchantments is MAGA, okay, a magic spell, generally to prognosticate, certainly to divine, and inauguration has everything to do with prognostication, okay. And, this inauguration led to something happening in the stars and in the heavens, where you have 6 planets so-called aligning. Now, is that something that they're just doing on the left-hand side and just speaking it and throwing out an enchantment? Well, we'll see. But we know that a lot is happening in the planet Earth, and it has everything to do with high-level spiritual magic. Okay, they're whispering magic spells, and as he's going into here, okay, Trump and this whole term MAGA has everything to do with magic spells.
Which on earth has ever come out and said something like Trump was good for witchcraft or anything? Right? Right?
In how, how their life is conducted or what they're in support of.
I just want to share with you one really funny opinion. But there is in Lapland, there is a group of the shamans there who do something called collective dreaming. They will go together in seclusion and do the rituals with eating very little food and being in a solitude for a long time. And they will go and dream the dreams. And the dream has to be collective, same dream. So coming out of this dream, there's once the shaman told me that actually the best thing happened in this planet right now is the Trump to be the president. I said, how is this possible? It's the best thing to happen. He said, yes.
And this is a witch, possibly a man, right? Abramovic, all right, is its name, all right? Because when you look at this nigga's hands and, he said nigga, oh boy, just turn the video off. Nigga just means black. All right. And these people have dark energy, dark souls, man.
Because he's so irrational, he's so crazy. That's actually create that awakening that we finally wake up. Because before it will be another guy and everything was similar. But he's so different than anything else. So he's the magician who waking us up. What do you think about that?
She's calling Trump, and she's a high level warlock, but it's referring to Trump as a magician and a witch. Because pretty much, as and we'll go back to that, as you are seeing here, he's being presented as this grave threat, all right, to the plan. And now you have people backing him. You have the American Christians all in an uproar, and then he didn't even put his hand on the Bible, and they try to make excuses for that. All right, now you have him, pretty much, backing this agenda, at the same time exiting the Hudat, treaty, which a lot of people were, happy about that, but as you can see, it's going to be much of the same. All right. And we're letting you know this time is going to be even more heightened than what happened in 2020. All right. As a number of Trump supporters and juice skeptics. Now, when I say juice, I'm talking about this. OK. Skeptics have criticized the president after he talked up multi-billion-dollar artificial intelligence infrastructure project, which it was suggested could help develop juices for this. All right. Now, why is there so much of this going around? Well, it has everything to do with the food. It has a lot to even do with what was put in people in 2020 going forward. OK, there was an influx of this that increased under that from what happened in 2020. OK, and yes, he is talking about putting $500 billion, OK, towards AI infrastructure. OK, showing you that the direction he's going in has everything to do with the plan of the NWO. It's the same path, but again, you have two wings on the same eagle. They're leading you into the same direction, but they're able to present themselves as if, all right, one is going in a different direction and another is going in the direction you want. You see? But definitely, let's play this.
Well, thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here today. We have first full day as president. We're back, and we had a great first term, but we're going to have an even better second term, and I think we're going to do things that people will be shocked at. We're starting off with tremendous investment coming into our country at levels that nobody's really ever seen before. They're very happy with the fact that I won the race and that they feel confident in their investments, and it's big money and high-quality people. So my first day back from having a nice life it's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology, sort of CEO of everything. He's an amazing man and an amazing business person.
In technology, AI, that's going to be at the forefront of how this NWO is ran. Okay. They're presenting it to you as, we're here to, again, this is the peace and safety, all right, that the scriptures talks about. And within that, you people are promised, that your freedom of speech, your freedom to do this, your freedoms are going to be protected. Okay. But as, something's up, something's getting ready to happen. And as we told you, all they need is a few more Black Swan events and they can permanently suspend your constitution. Okay. Why do you think he's investing so much in AI? It has everything to do with the digital ID system and everything to do with the charagma. Okay. He ain't mentioned lowering your groceries like they talked about. They ain't mentioning, lowering, the rent amount that people are complaining about. Okay. He's pretty much pushing the agenda of the elite. Okay. And a lot of people get it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a farce. He's supposed to represent a grave threat to the NWO. All right. But it's going to be much of the same. Okay. It says at around the 30-minute stamp, he gave a little more information about what is causing their concern about the NWO, which hopefully is not the jungle growing back. Okay. Because Trump was supposed to mow down the jungle and, start this, great, put everything, throw everything down the drain and, start this, new American, hope. The NWO is a very competitive world order, he said, and I think the new Trump administration will underpin this. But I think history has shown us that we are able also to deal with that and grapple with that. I choose to look at it as a glass half full and not half empty, as I said in the beginning. It sounds like the WEF feels they are losing control of the world order. Their answer to try to gain back some control is to turn to technocracy by using a tool measure global cooperation. You will be forgiven for having a little chuckle at this point. Again, technocracy is a form of government where decision makers are chosen based upon technical expertise and knowledge in a specific area. A technocratic system is characterized by a rule of experts, again, that left-hand priesthood we've been telling you about, okay, often referred to as technocrats, who are selected based upon their specialized knowledge in a specific field. Decisions are made based upon data, methodology, rather than popularity, okay? And again, Trump is declaring himself as an emperor. Okay, when you deal with that, that sign that your boy Elon Musk threw up, that Roman salute, it goes back to fascism. Okay, and it has everything to do with draconian measures. All right, and you people ain't gonna have nothing to say. Okay, you're gonna have to go with the decisions that are made by these technocrats. Okay, and we know what their solutions are gonna be. It's gonna be based upon their science and their technology. Not on the Bible, not on you having rights. Okay, again, as the scriptures say in the book of Isaiah, okay, 10:1, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievous which they have prescribed. All right, the throne of iniquity, as it says in the book of Psalms 94, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law. Okay. And when it's all said and done, what John the Revelator saw in Revelation, the 13th chapter, okay, is going to take place. Okay. Revelation 13:11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And now you see, all right, how they are bringing back the ancient Roman empires whose deadly wound was healed with the Renaissance. Okay, I mean, if you look at the news and prophecy I did yesterday, all right, and videos brothers are doing, you should clearly see that this is Rome all over again, and they're playing in y'all's faces, man. And he do a great wonder so that he make it fire to come down from heaven in the sight of men. Okay, we're seeing you know, his military, his technology to where he's able to just zap fire down. Okay. And people are like, wow, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And the miracles are tied to his technology, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword and did live, that you should, what, ultimately form yourself and recreate yourself in their image, okay, bringing you into that ancient Roman system all over again. But this time, all right, with even more technology. Okay, this is nothing but a technological Rome. Okay, and he had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And we always show you that this word kill can also mean to be separated, meaning you won't be able to have fellowship or union with the system, all right, if you don't bow to its policies, its ideologies, their form of healing and everything like that. All right, we've seen an example of that when the juice was put out in 2020, which this guy had a lot to do with that. Remember Operation Warp Speed? Okay. This guy, you know, they brought him in on the notion that, you know, they're going to make America healthier again. All right, here it is. You have this guy, RFK, you know, who's over the health aspect. All right. And the first thing he starts talking about, he first of all, he fired 2 people that RFK placed in position. And he's basically turning his back on the whole narrative of making America healthy again. And it's pretty much the same, and it's going to be even more of the same BS. Because you have to understand, Rome had their healing practices. They had their healing methods. You see what I'm saying? And there was a brother, when you go in the book of Revelation, all right, at the church of Smyrna, man, who was prophesying against those healing practices, and he was martyred. You see, those same healing practices are back, and they're going to force these things, all right, on an even higher level, all right, we believe, with this administration. But it's under the guise that America is going to be made healthy again. Remember, this man is a witch. You people have been enchanted. Okay, and now you have, you know, skeptics who supported this man. They're kind of like, well, wait a minute. Okay, when it comes to juices, Trump has appeared to find himself between a rock and a hard place. He has faced frequent backlash from his own supporters for expressing support for the C19 juice, especially when he praised the Operation Warp Speed initiative he launched during the demic, which accelerated juice development. And yet he has recently nominated RFK, all right, a juice skeptic, to lead the government's health agencies, because basically his putting him in that position was all based upon the fact that a lot of people were losing trust and interest in the American medical field. They were like, hell nah. Okay, and then it was all coming out how corrupt, you know, this guy Falsify, you know, Dr. Falsey was. Everything was coming out. So people are skeptical about the juice. So, you know, they looked at Trump as, putting RFK, who once did a whole presentation on how bad the juice was for you. And now he's kind of changing his tune as well. At one point, he's saying, you know, the juice is the worst thing that could happen to humanity, you know, and then, you know, now he's a part of Trump's team. He got questioned by a news reporter and he was tap dancing. But as a matter of fact, let's play some of this video here to go into a little bit of this as well.
President Trump has some explaining to do. Why the hell is he getting cozy with Bill Gates? And why the hell is he backing an mRNA vaccine and surveillance project at the White House? A lot to unpack here. So first, on the Bill Gates piece of the story. Gates, easily one of the most evil men on the face of the planet, recently traveled to Mar-a-Lago and had a meeting with Donald Trump. They had a 3-hour dinner, according to Gates, where he says they discussed, quote, global health. Remember, Gates isn't a doctor. He steals software from people and puts his name on it. He was caught having dinners with Jeffrey Epstein. He's not a doctor. Why the hell is he sitting down with President Trump for 3 hours? He makes billions of dollars off of these pushed on populations around the world, specifically in Africa.
Wait. This dinner happened since the inauguration? This 3-hour dinner?
It happened right before the inauguration.
Okay, all right. This is, for whatever reason, an important distinction to me.
Yeah. So remember, Gates isn't a doctor. He makes billions of dollars off of these pushed on these populations around the world, specifically in Africa, low-income areas, unwitting populations that don't have access to the internet and social media where they can jump on and say, hey, my mom died of this thing.
You're fine.
Then suddenly after this meeting, Trump suddenly pulls out of the World Health Organization, which I'm all for it, which is the same thing, though, that he did back in 2020. Back then, though, Trump then turned around and gave billions of dollars to Gates through his Gavi Foundation, GAVI, which is Gates Vaccine Alliance, which pushes in low-income countries, again, all over the continent of Africa. So then today we learned that 2 of RFK Jr.'s picks to head up his vaccine safety board were kicked out. Who kicked them out? RFK Jr. had picked 2 individuals to be a part of his vaccine safety board under the Department of Health and Human Services, which he will invariably head up, it seems. But now they're kicked out. So RFK Jr. chose Stephanie Spear and Aaron Siri to sit on Kennedy's vaccine safety board. They are renowned for their unwavering commitment to revealing the truth about vaccine side effects, particularly childhood schedule. So after this meeting with Gates, suddenly the Trump transition team has sidelined these 2 key figures, which focuses on spreading vaccine and transparency. Well, according to reports overnight, they were reportedly stripped of their advisory roles because of their positions on safety. Okay, I have a lot of questions here. This comes right after Bill Gates met with Trump. We need answers on this.
Well, we already know what it is. He's a part of the agenda, all right? Let's play this one right here. This is from the brother Yashalam, GMS Watchman.
Welcome back to CBS News 24/7. So President Donald Trump also today celebrating hundreds of billions of dollars that tech executives say they will invest in artificial intelligence. So those executives from OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle, they joined Donald Trump at the White House. Here's the sell by the president to you, the public.
Now remember, as this brother is saying, remember Elon Musk told you with artificial intelligence, we're summoning a demon. And they're even throwing out there, we don't know, how this could affect us in the long run, but we're just trying it. See? We all know what they plan on doing with it, and we all know where it's going. Okay? But it's beautiful, okay, that the pride, the Lord allowed these people's pride, you Babylonians, your pride, is, back. It's reached back to, a high level. And now you're getting ready to get pulled, all right, into the NWO. You see what I'm saying?
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States, and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately.
So big checks, big promises. Let's dig in. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady with me now. Kelly, what's the sell for the public? We know what the sell is for billionaires. What is the benefit to the public?
Yeah, so this is really all about the United States continuing to be at the forefront of artificial intelligence, Reed, and that is...
They're going to push it as if we got to compete with China. Well, we already know what's happening over there to the people in China. They're heavily surveilled. So they want to bring again, what did your boy Klaus Schwab say? All right, China is an ideal of the world we want. All right, for every one individual, it's about 30 cameras. All right, they have to be checked in on a with a digital ID. They have a social credit score. All of that is coming here. Who do you think they setting up AI to give you a hug? No, to put more hell on you. And as the conditions worsen and more black swan events, it's going to justify, and people are going to be crying for this as the solution. But we know what it's all leading to, man. John the Revelator told us, man. He showed us through the vision he wrote down.
Critical critically important, whether we're talking about national security or the economic side of it. So just to kind of give you a little bit of background about what Stargate is, so it's going to be based in Texas. It's a joint venture right now between OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank. There's likely going to be more investors as more of that $500 billion is raised. And this is really about creating data centers. So everything...
Data centers. See that? Data is going to be the new gold. And that's all AI is doing, is collecting data. See?
We're doing with artificial intelligence, whether it's a new development when it comes to Siri on your iPhone or ChatGPT, or developing new technology in the medical field, it requires computing power, processing power. And we just don't have enough data centers to enable all of that in the world. And so in doing this, making this massive investment, it really allows the US to continue to be at the forefront, to continue to develop all of these things that could come out of artificial intelligence. The one thing I'll highlight, Reed, it's going to take a lot of power. You probably heard that AI is going to require so much electricity usage. And
I wonder if that's going to heat the earth up. There's already talks how these AI, all of this AI they're setting up is a big part of why the globe is so-called warming.
Energy, and so that's another piece of this. There's going to need to be investments made to power all of these data centers as well.
Well, and Kelly, as I dig into this and really boil it to the bones, I think what we're really talking about here is an AI tech race with China, aren't we?
That is absolutely right, Reed. I mean, China is pouring everything that it has into the artificial intelligence race because, as I mentioned before,
and over there, if you talk about the government in China, see what happened to you.
National security. There are going to be so many advances in military and defense technology in all sorts of areas that are positive, but it's really important for our security that we are leading the way. And so in doing that and having these folks in the private sector be a partner, I mean, it's not only going to create over 100,000 jobs based on what the president said last night, but this is really focusing on making sure that we make those leaps and bounds and we don't fall behind China as a country.
All right. And as he had put here, Luke 21:36, watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass. And when you read Daniel, the 12th chapter, when it talks about a time like never before, I believe AI is going to be a big part of that. Okay. Because that policing the earth, okay, you know, we're going to need the Lord. We're going to need divine intervention. You see what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let's play this real quick.
Apple just announced that in their next upgrade coming this fall, that they're going to actually put ChatGPT on every iPhone to collect and analyze all the data of yours that's flowing through an iPhone if you're using it. We did a side-by-side test between our phone and Google and Apple's. The Google and Apple phones seem to wake up between 2 and 3 at night, and they have this huge, like a 50 megabyte data dump that's sent out from the phone every night, sending off your preferences, everything you've done that day. Average kid in America, by the time they reach the age of 13, has had 72 million data points collected on them by big tech. Wow. Using that advertising ID. Wow. Each Google or Apple phone has like a 32-digit advertising ID. It's a code. Someone could call it the mark of the beast that follows that device around.
That's not the mark of the beast, but it's leading to it.
Everywhere. And that's how the tech companies track where that device goes to figure out proximity for advertising, sales, and who you're interacting with in your schedule. So again, we did Unplugged as a way for people to still communicate in the world, but not be giving off all their digital data to big tech, to people that really don't like them. Some people are sheep and they want to live like sheep and be treated like sheep. And not everyone is a sheep.
And one of the words for charagma is, when you look it up, a mark put on horses, because they are looking at you as cattle. Okay, let's go to this video here.
Let's just
And the name of this channel is Nations Conspire. Okay. I believe he also has a page called Hurting Humanity. All right, but check this out.
This is the Nations Conspire channel. Welcome to today's show. It is now or never for MAGA and Donald Trump supporters to wake up to the fact that the left and the right are working together. Divide and conquer, the oldest motto in the book. And they are working together to bring about a new world order. This whole AI infrastructure bill is everything I've been warning about for years now, specifically within the last year, talking about Trump, Elon Musk, and bringing this in while distracting you with all of these other nonsensical issues about gender, about pronouns. This is all done by design. This is the two sides working together as one.
Again, the two horns like a lamb, okay? But he speaks as a dragon, okay? Leads to the end where he issues forth this mark. See, in these miracles, as it says here in Revelation 13 and 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And this is a part of those miracles. People are wooed by this technology. Okay, they allowed you to, you know, play with it a little bit, but there's a bigger meaning to this. And why? With the American people through and destitute and hurt and sick and poor and broke, can't afford. You know, the first thing he that comes out of his mouth, all right, the deportations and this and now AI, and we need to develop a juice to fight cancer. Where is this all going? Now, he talks about this a lot in this video. I'm not going to play it all, so you're going to have to watch it. It's called Wake Up MAGA. Trump announced his plan for personalized M to the R to the N to the IZA GENE, all right, editing juices to cure, okay, this. Well, wait a minute. What's going on here? Again, the Ovid narrative played out. Now the new narrative is going to be this, because, you know, having this is like a common cold now. Okay.
And there's a reason that Donald Trump, within 24 hours of being put in office, has not only passed this $500 billion infrastructure bill, but has begun talking about the promise of a cancer vaccine. And in addition to the cancer vaccine, he's talking about AI healthcare. These are things that everybody out there needs to wake up and pay attention to. The alt-right media is going to gatekeep you from the truth. There's a reason that over the last 10 years, from Obama, Barry Soetoro, to Joe Biden.
And this is AI right here. This is the power of AI. You just make a picture and you'll think it's real if you're looking at it.
To Donald Trump have been talking about a cancer vax promise because they are attempting to edit your code. I mentioned years ago how there was going to be a switch after the corona outbreak, how they were going to need to pivot to get people on board with getting this in you, because it's all about.
Because what is the fourth industrial revolution about? I believe he plays it here in this video. You know, merging man with machine, the humans changing, being recreated in their image. Okay.
About editing your structure. So naturally, the thing that they were going to do was pivot to cancer, something that we all know is real, as opposed to what? The up out of nowhere, people being skeptical about its existence in the first place. Everybody knows somebody who died of cancer or who has been very sick from cancer. It's a real thing, right? But they don't tell you why it really occurs. So now Donald Trump has come out 24 hours only being in office, and he's announced that they're going to start working towards. And I'm going to play for you this clip from Larry Ellison talking about gene editing and curing cancer with mRNA. They don't expect you to wake up to what they're talking about. They only expect you to hear trigger words like cancer and cure. What he's talking about when it comes to cancer can easily be cured. They could stop putting soft metals in our food, because that's what they do. They poison us. They damage our DNA. They do things like dumping all sorts of chemicals in all processed food, right? Then we look up and what do we see? Them dumping barium and aluminum, bale, on us from the sky every day.
Yeah, barium, aluminum spells out Baal. And they spray that in the sky every day. You had this mystery fog popping up. Okay, then they pop up talking about, well, we took the red dye out of the food. Well, what about all of the other madness you got out here? Okay, this is why the Lord said if he didn't, man, let's get that real quick. No flesh will be saved, man. Okay. And this is not medical information. We're just going in the news. Mark 13 and 20. And except the Lord have shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he have chosen, the Lord have shortened the days. And when you look at it, it's already fit to be February. Clearly, the days are being shortened. Clearly, we're living in some high prophetic times. Remember, Habakkuk chapter 2 and 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So as we're reading these visions our forefathers wrote, we're showing you, look, this is it. This is the man of sin, man. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So his soul is speaking of Esau. Okay, the final heathen ruler, the ruler of Babylon the Great. His soul is not upright, but the just are gonna have to live by faith, man. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine. Listen to his philosophy. Listen to his solutions. Okay, it's all crazy. And people are drunk off of it. He is a proud man. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Neither keepeth at home. We just showed you how he's all in Africa and all of these various different places passing out juice. Testing it out on the people. Who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. See, he's trying to gather all nations unto himself under this one banner, this one world government. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth in that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, debt that has everybody in a hole. It's made everybody an economic slave, trying to running on a hamster wheel just to, have a place to stay, just to have, a job, a car, food. While they got all of this damn money playing these games with you. Here when it comes time for them to do some madness, billions of dollars pop up, but you American people, with some catastrophic event where your incompetent governments are at the forefront of why you're all messed up, you get $700. And now nobody trusts this guy. People are taking up a taunting proverb. So they're throwing Trump in there so that people can regain trust in the system. But he's already turning coat.
Then, not to mention, when you want to talk about damaging your DNA, those gigantic towers that they tell you are up to make your phone download things faster, which nobody vax for each individual. Listen to this. And if you're a MAGA, now is the time to wake up. Because for everybody out there that gave Donald Trump a free pass after Operation Warp Speed, within 24 hours, he's talking about this, a light bulb should go off in your head. Because it's all about editing what it is to be a human being. And Elon Musk plays a huge role in this. Here is Larry Ellison talking at the White House while Donald Trump announces this $500 billion AI governance infrastructure, which is the blueprint of the World Economic Forum and everything they're trying to establish over there in Davos. Donald Trump is bringing it in 24 hours and talking to you about editing your genetic code.
One of the most exciting things we're working on, using the tools that Sam and Masa are providing.
And these people don't have a soul. Okay, to get to the level that they're at, okay, you have to go through rituals where the cremation of care. You have to show you don't have emotions. Okay, these people are completely satanic, man. But they're at the forefront of telling you of the new innovations and how they're gonna help the world. They don't give a damn about the world or you. They are here to do the bidding of Satan, man.
Is a cancer vaccine. It's very interesting. It turns out, I'll be quick, all of our cancer tumors, little fragments of those tumors float around in your blood. So you can do early cancer detection. If you can do using AI, you can do early cancer detection with a blood test. And using AI to look at the blood test, you can find the cancers that are actually seriously threatening the person. So we can, again, cancer diagnosis using AI has the promise of just being a simple blood test. Then beyond that, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer. And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine, you can make that robotically, again, using AI in about 48 hours. So imagine early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
Let's get the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter. Okay. You hear it. So we hear, man. This is the book of Revelation 18 and 23. And the light of a candle shall no more shine at all in thee. The light of the wicked is going to be put out, and the voice of the bridegroom, all right, shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Okay? And when you look up the word sorcery, okay, pharmakia is where you get the term pharmacy. And this is not medical information, man. It's a damn shame we got to, tap dance around these points. It's like with all that's being said, and I don't even want to load it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Okay? The use of administering drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it. Metaphorically, the deceptions and seductions of idolatry, and all of this is tied around idols, idol worship. Okay? You would just never put it together, but this is what? This is a part of that pharmakia. And they're going to use this as a means to administer that chip. And when these devils go down, they're not going to repent. Okay? This is Revelation 9 and 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, the elites who are going to make it, they're going to survive, and they're going to have bunkers, yet repented not of the work of their hands, that they should not worship devils, idols of gold, silver, brass, and stone, and of wood, neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. All right, like Dr. Fauci, he was just pardoned, man. That dude is a mass murderer, man. So these devils, their time is just about up, man. And you should be angry sitting here listening to these devils boasting in this madness, man. I can't even really play the rest of this video, but I'm going to play a little bit more and we go move on.
So it's very important to note all of the things that you just heard, specifically when it comes to your genes, right? It's very important to remind people out there that you have your very own unique genetic code.
Well, that's in the scriptures. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. He's trying to tap into that. Okay? Man. Just play a little bit more of this. And
talk about altering your genes and editing your genes. They're editing who you are. Keep that in mind as this video goes on. Let me point out the obvious things that are being discussed here, because this all connects to a lot of the stuff going on in the world. The noise that you hear about United Healthcare and how the healthcare system is broken. It's broken because they want to bring in a new infrastructure. Okay, so Elon Musk has created AI Doctor. It's hidden in more than 400 million phones, and he aims to revolutionize the healthcare system through advanced diagnostics and personalized treatment plans. So everybody hears that, and they have no idea what that means, right? You just heard that guy talk about personalized treatment plans. That's what he was just talking about. That's what Larry was talking about. Personalized vaccines for people. Elon Musk, with AI, is aiming to revolutionize healthcare through advanced diagnostics. So what does that mean? What it means is a new healthcare system. And the AI is inside of your body. So in other words, when they're talking about monitoring and tracking what's going on underneath your skin, they're talking about things like the Neuralink, which is a Fitbit for your brain. And they're talking about gene editing, which is editing what it means to be human. I'm going to play for you a few clips here of Elon Musk talking about how the Neuralink is a Fitbit for your brain. How Elon Musk's mother, May Musk, talks about how people out there are crazy if they don't want to have this implanted in them. They can have diseases cured. They won't be paralyzed anymore. This is how they're working you into getting technology into your body, by scaring you and telling you that these things could track heart problems.
deceiveth them by the miracles. Again, are not we reading? He deceived them by the miracles. He brought back the Roman system, and then he's going to cause all, both small and great, okay, rich and poor. Ain't no middle class no more. Free and bond to receive a harak man in their right hand and their foreheads, man. Okay, so they got a lot coming, man. We're going to have to be rooted, okay, to be delivered from the hour of temptation, because it's coming. And all of you people who use this grace period to play games, lie, push this notion that we didn't have to worry about this. This is, we just a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists. Well, now we are getting ready to see, man, because wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of that time. You're going to have to be stable in these times. The just shall live by faith. All of that, ain't no Jacob's train, ain't nothing, we already, okay. Well, just keep watching. Keep living.
Cancer, any type of virus within inside your body can detect it early, and it'll be able to notify your healthcare physician or whoever else ahead of time. But they need to get inside your body. Even Klaus Schwab here talking about how this gene editing, which is exactly what Larry Ellison said. He talked about gene editing. Here's Klaus, here's May Musk, here's Elon, explaining to you in the simplest terms what they're trying to do.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires. We feel confident about getting the link procedure, the installation of a link, done in under an hour. So you can basically go in the morning and leave the hospital in the afternoon. In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
The difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, just as an example, it's you who are changed. And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
And offers certain kinds of...
Right, because you're going to be identified on their digital grid. So you have to, merge yourself with the machine.
Possibilities that have to be careful about. When you began to do that kind of gene editing, some people worry that you were changing what it means to be human.
That's the problem. Of course, the new industrial revolution offers us many opportunities, but it raises many old questions on the ethical, but even legal implications. And we have to be prepared for it. And that's what we want to do in Davos next year.
Well, every time I'm surprised, and every time I say, don't take on something else. And he does.
If you can't see that these people are Satan, I don't know what to tell you, man. But you're going to have to watch this video on your own. There's already too much said. I'm going to have to go back and edit before I post this. I'm going to edit some of the words out. But we're just trying to blow the whistle, man. The scriptures, the Lord said he set watchmen on the wall, And, the Lord just has me adamant because it's like, how can't you see this, man? Why are the Israelite groups still mocking us about the breakdown of the MOTB, and we're witnessing and listening to exactly what these devils are saying and doing, man? Okay? These are some exciting times, man. Okay? Breaking news. President Trump signs death penalty for treason within the U.S. government. Okay? Trump is taking a stand against the deepest corruption in our nation's history. But how are they going to, all right, as they go on with his campaign, how are they going to define treason? Okay. Treason isn't just betrayal. And they're going to say that we're committing treason. It's selling out America to foreign powers, undermining national security and violating the sacred trust of the people. All right, this is going to be a big thing going into Trump's campaign. And it's going to start with government officials. As you can see, he's cleaning out, a lot of people are getting, fired and taken out of positions. But again, this is going to go to the average everyday Americans as well, man, because a lot of people are getting ready to have a lot to say. So he's ultimately going to start, saying you're treason and passing laws, again, to make a man an offender for a word. These are all things that we see, all right? This bold move sends a powerful message. No one, regardless of their title or connections, is above the law. It's about restoring justice. Corrupt officials who betray America face real accountability. protecting freedom, eliminating those who put personal greed above patriotism, rebuilding trust, ensuring the government serves we the people, not special interests of foreign agendas. Okay, now this sounds good, right? For too long, treason has been swept under the rug, with elites walking away untouched. Trump is saying enough. Those who commit treason, let's look up the word treason, will pay the ultimate price. So draconian measures are coming. Because again, it sounds good. We're aiming at corrupt leaders and this, but this is going to be turned on the U.S. people. Okay? Unrighteous decrees. And all they need is the right atmosphere to pass these things. Okay? The crime of betraying one's country. Okay? Again, they're setting themselves up as emperors, as gods. You go against the emperor, you're going against God. Especially by attempting to kill the sovereign and overthrow the government. The act of betrayal and the crime of murdering someone, yada, yada, yada. All right. Disloyalty, betrayal, faithlessness. All right. Sedition. They're going to say that people will move sedition. And when the American people wake up, because a lot of them are, still drunk, but once they start to see where this is really going, it's going to, as a matter of fact, let's get the book of Second Edge, the 15th chapter. We're going to get this in the GNT real quick. Okay. So call halal Yahweh Bashmi Ashai for the eye salve to see these things, because we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Okay. Okay. Second Esdras, chapter 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world, and the people in it are doomed." All right. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Okay, you got Trump telling Putin, either you end the war in Ukraine or I'm going to put more sanctions on you. And again, you got to understand the Lord is working on the minds of these rulers. And you got to understand the things that we're bringing out are things that are going to lead to civil unrest, that are going to lead to the charagma being instituted. They're going to lead to World War III. This is why we focus on these things, because we got to get out of here. This chapter is talking about that, man. The Lord is going to do because when you read verse 10, it says, "My people are being led to the slaughter like a flock of sheep." This is our people who trust in Babylon, whether you trust in Biden, whether you trust in Trump, whether you were crying for Kamala. You're being led to the slaughter, man. They're playing on your ignorance. They will no longer have to live in Egypt. I will use all my strength and power to bring them out of that land. I will bring disasters upon the Egyptians as I did earlier, all right, as he did in ancient Egypt, and I will destroy their country. So the whole land will be in mourning. Okay. It will be shaken to its foundation when I, the Lord, strike it and pound on it. And he's doing that. He's plaguing this place. The farmers will mourn because their seeds will fail to sprout, and their trees will be destroyed by blight, hail, and terrible storms. And these weathering patterns that are popping up, okay, which we know that they have weather modification programs. It says the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves to fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control, okay, while ignoring the legitimate government. Okay, and that all right, what we're going into is insurrection. Okay, they will no longer be free access to the cities, because the struggle for power will bring destruction. Terror and total confusion will be everywhere people live, man. And this is what we see coming, man. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions, man. See that? These are this is what we're going to be delivered out of. You see what I'm saying? These are the times that are coming down the pipe, because again, the working class are going to rise up. once they see their God Trump was working against them the whole damn time. Okay? So let's see. See if we can bring this up. So draconian measures are coming down the pipe. Okay? And when you read Revelation, the 20th chapter, let's get this real quick. Because we're speaking against this system. You got to understand, when you read Revelation, the 14th chapter, okay, it's speaking against the beast. It's speaking against his image. It's speaking against his mark. So there's going to come a point, let's get Revelation, the 20th chapter, where some of us might be beheaded, man. It's written. This ain't trouble to y'all. Okay, it's going to be a troublesome environment. This is the only way out. Okay, I didn't write it. You got to take it up with the Most High. We're just, y'all get mad at the messenger. We're just bringing it to you raw. Revelation 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they that sit upon them, and judgment was given unto them, because Yahushua told his men, ye that follow me in the regeneration, you shall sit on thrones, judging and setting up order for the 12 tribes of Israel. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of God, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years. That first 1,000 year in the kingdom, all right, the first fruits, all right, will rule directly under Yahushua to set up the kingdom of heaven. And this earth is in complete disarray. So that 1,000 year period at the forefront of governance is going to be important, man. Okay, and only the 144,000, all right, and the large multitude, all right, really the 144,000 will be ruling with Yahushua, setting up that order. Okay, as you can see, Trump signs death penalty order directing Attorney General to help, all right, states get lethal injection drugs. So we ain't just making this up. Okay, the donate, nigga, hell nah. You donate. Okay, so again, you can read it, look it up. Okay, Trump's order. All right, President Donald Trump signed a sweeping executive order Monday on the death penalty that directs attorney generals to take necessary lawful action to ensure that states have enough lethal injection drugs to carry out executions. He was talking about bringing back the guillotine some years ago. Trump's order, coming just hours after he returned to the White House, compels the Justice Department not only to seek the death penalty in appropriate federal cases, but also to help preserve capital punishment in states that have struggled to maintain adequate supplies of lethal injection. Okay? You can keep reading. If you're illegally president in this country. And you got to understand, let's get Revelation, the 14th chapter. We always bring out Revelation 13, but did you know Revelation, the 14th chapter gives you the outline of the prophets doing exactly what we're doing now, telling you not to do it? Revelation 14, and it's the new song being sung. Okay? Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them. You know, people will say a third angel followed them. It'd be like, well, this is talking about something in the heavens. No, the angel was speaking through men on earth. This message comes from the heavens, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hands, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture. So you're going to be judged. This is why verse 12, okay, let's get it in the NLT, says this means that God's holy people must endure persecution, all right, patiently obeying his commands and maintaining their faith in Yahushua. So our message is the reason why, I mean, and not only our message, but, you know, you got all of these alternative media sites. Everybody's bringing it out on these devils. So now they're getting ready to bring the pain. They tired of playing games with you people. Okay? This is why Trump says ICE can start arresting people at churches and schools, directs agency to use common sense. So they're already rolling on the northern tribes. Matter of fact, I believe a brother has that up here. All right, this is the beloved elder brother Micah Allah from the GMS Los Angeles camp. GMS, Inspiration of the Almighty. Subscribe. Deportation has begun. The devil will come unto you with great wrath. Okay?
Moments after taking the oath of office, President Trump declared that it was the dawning of a golden age in America. But on day one of his presidency, it's clear Donald Trump's golden age is not for the working and middle class.
See, the working and middle class, they got a plan for you.
In fact, it's a golden age for special interests. On day one, Donald Trump signed over 150 executive orders dismantling years of progress on lowering costs for American families, on energy jobs, on lowering prescription drug prices. He made it a golden age for big pharma. And
for the first time in more than a decade,
He talked all that. Now, as soon as he got in, and all of them do the same thing. They promise you this and that. And Trump is doing and saying some things that speak to the people, but that's just all a ploy. Because we told you the left hand, okay, the leftists, the Dems, all right, purposely stunk up the field. Okay, I mean, and it confused the people. They were like, hell no. So they were crying on Trump. So he came in, all right, was only going to be male and female. All right, he says this. He passes a few things that, make it to seem as though he's for people, but he ain't bringing up the Bible. Remember, he was talking about all that Christianity. Well, he ain't bringing that up no more. Okay? And he's doing everything to fatten the pockets of the elite. Okay? You everyday working class people, all right, will see little or no change. But there's going to be a promise of it. Again, he's going to be doing, it's all a lot of deception and witchcraft going on. So for a while, it is going to kind of seem, but I mean, openly, you're seeing what they're doing. You're seeing where it's going already. So we're just going to have to keep living and see. Lord willing, the Lord be with us, man, because this is madness.
Enforcing immigration laws will now be able to arrest migrants sheltering in schools and churches. The new guidance coming from the Trump administration today. This comes after nearly 2,000 attorneys general, including from New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, filed federal lawsuits attempting to block yesterday's executive order ending birthright citizenship, which guarantees U.S.-born children are citizens even if their parents are not.
Text letter sent to several city leaders.
If you see a bunch of brown folks getting in a car, write down the plate number.
A letter titled The Brown Roundup, Part 1.
States that starting the last part of January 2025, this nation will commence the largest roundup of brown in our history.
It goes on to explain how to help that effort.
And Brown speaks to the Northern Kingdom. Okay?
For example, parking in a church parking lot and taking down license plates and car makes and models of folks that are brown. Schools, as you wait in line to pick up the kiddos or the grandkiddos, if you see brown folks, record the plate number.
But other mayors and city councilors in Lincoln County got it too.
I think small towns were targeted. I think they targeted places that they thought there might be a receptive audience.
What do you want Trump to do on day one?
I want him to close down that damn border!
What would you like Trump to do on day one?
I'd like to see the border crisis taken care of on day one.
First and foremost, bring...
So they created that border crisis on purpose. And also there's going to be a digital border set up. AI is going to take care of a lot of that as well. All right, but it's so-called he shut them down, but they created that on purpose. Okay?
The hostages home and to lower the prices of the everyday living, the groceries and things like that. Get rid of the border problem and get Biden in office. And clean out the illegals.
Day one, free to pro-life prisoners and free to J6 prisoners.
Close the borders.
Fix inflation. 100%.
I want him to close the border.
Puta, les cayó migración acá al trabajo. Como mierda, cayó migración. Todos salen corriendo, miren. Salió migración. Miren, les cayó migración. Les cayó migración. Muchachos.
This is a message to Donald Trump. Hey, Trump, you see all these folks behind me, all hard-working Mexican Americans? I know we all look alike to you, but these folks were born and raised here and working hard to make our economy grow. And the migrants that sometimes come alongside and work with these folks, whether it's this industry or the meatpacking or any other, they're here because they know how to work. You've never worked a day in your life, and you don't know what it takes to build this country. So you can take your worksite raids that you and Tom Holman want to do and go shove them up your ass. Because at the end of the day, our economy is driven by people like this and by migrants and by so many others. They simply want to come out here.
So it's causing more division, okay?
And come into this country and do well for themselves and their families.
Within 24 hours of becoming president, Donald Trump initiated a crackdown on undocumented migrants.
Through target enforcement operations, they know exactly who they're looking for. They know pretty much where they'll find them.
Trump has declared an emergency at its southern border, where U.S. Customs and Border Patrol have arrested more than 2 million people attempting to cross from Mexico illegally. The numbers entering Canada are just a fraction of that, but Canadian officials are eager to show their success as a way to stave off tariffs. It was all about the border.
And again, yeah, like he said, a lot of it's theater, but it's really happening. You see, and this gives the American people, you know, while they're doing their evil, this gives the American people something to cheer about. We got the gender ideology, you know, fixed, and now we're getting these, you know, wetbacks out. All right, drinking beer, eating pizza, passing gas on each other. These Edomites are happy as hell, but you just wait. Okay, again, the scriptures say pride goeth before destruction. So the Lord wanted that pride, you know, to you know, hop back on you devils, man. And then you got Jake thinking that they're joining with him. You all got a whole nother thing coming, man.
And we did the job on the border. On the weekend, 2 Black Hawk helicopters started patrolling the woods and waterways. 60 drones also monitor the 8,900-kilometer border. More officers are being hired and redeployed with measurable results.
Oh, man. They burning the flag, so it's getting ready to go down, man. Had a few other articles. I probably just have to bring them out in another lesson, as this one has already went over the time. You know, we always bring out Revelation, the 12th chapter. The devil is going to come down with great wrath because he only has a short time to accomplish a whole hell of a lot. You know, Revelation chapter 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, and when the dragon saw that he was cast to the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child, exposed, and the woman represents Israel. Okay, and that's where it's eventually going to go. All right, he's going to come, all right, after those, because the Alien Removal Act of, I believe, 1798 also dealt with those who spoke against the government. Okay, so there's a lot going on, man. All right, a lot going on. All right, and for the last couple of days, it's been a heavy, you know, helicopter activity. Something's happening, man. They're getting ready to do something near my, you know, where I live at. They get ready to do something, man. Let's see here. Europe must be prepared for Trump tariffs, European Central Bank chief warns. So we're, you know, that beast hating a whore aspect is going to forward as well. Okay, as Trump, Europe must be prepared for potential trade tariffs from newly inaugurated President Trump. All right, President of European Central Bank told CBN. After his inauguration, Trump told reporters that the EU has been very, very bad to us, so they're going to be in for tariffs. So here we go, the beast hating a whore. Again, and you're seeing America being isolated more and more, all right? And again, even their own allies are getting ready to turn on them, okay? What will you do when you can't buy or sell anything on the internet with your unmandated digital identity chip? We're going to have to get into this in another lesson, but you know, here we go. All right, we'll come back to that. Bank of England to launch digital pound lab. Okay, digital pound coming from Bank of England, and we'll get to these things more in some next news and prophecies. But I'm just gonna go through, the titles. We ain't gotta, read into it. British government unveil AI police officers that can arrest citizens for thought crimes. Yeah. Digital passport among IDs to be available in UK government app. Okay. Digital ID system coming. Nebraska now collects citizens' digital health data. So we see where it's all going. Okay. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, we've told you, man. We've told you this. WEF scientists unveil nanoparticles capable of remotely controlling human minds. They want the mind. They want control of the mind. So call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. The UK government announces that it's launching a digital ID mobile app. Pentagon sending 1,500 active duty troops to help secure U.S.-Mexican border. Trump revokes Biden-era order that allows trans to serve in military. Trump threatens Russia with taxes, tariffs, and sanctions if the war in Ukraine isn't put to an end. Well, why is it a war anyway? Why is it friction anyway? Because of NATO. It's you Americans using this as a proxy to get your will done. State of Department puts an end to pride and BLM flags from embassies and outposts. So, why Americans are looking at these things as victories, the Trump admin, all right, are doing the bidding of the elite, and it's going down, okay? But Lord willing, y'all will edify. We'll be back with more, man. Shalom.